We're getting filled up here in the Colorado Ballroom. It's Travis Balltree, Aileron Kong here, we just passed. There's Geneva. Showing up here. Getting ready for the kickoff event. Nice shirt. Go Mongo. Jeff just took the stage. People are still coming in.
First and foremost, we want to say a huge thank you to everybody, especially our sponsors, especially Athon Books and Shinhopen Books. Thank you guys so much for taking a chance on us. If you're a volunteer, go ahead and raise your hand real quick. I want you guys all to thank you. Without you guys, we appreciate you so much. And with that, we're going to go right into housekeeping. If you need a volunteer, you will find they have a pink dot on their tags. You can see it pretty easily, and you can ask them for help. If you need staff, we have a green dot. And if somebody with a yellow dot approaches you, run. They are here with podcasts, and they're going to try to get you to say nice things. I mean, just run the other way. No, really do talk to them. They will be putting together all kinds of cool things to share with our community that couldn't make it here today. So thank you again to all of our volunteers. With that as well, another little quick housekeeping. If you can't find volunteer and you have a security or medical emergency, if you pick up any of the hotel phones and dial 55, you will get their security and medical team. All right, on to more interesting things.
Yes, so as a special little surprise, we will be doing live readings in the vendor hall. And while some of our esteemed guests have submitted material for readings, we also want to use this as an opportunity for any aspiring authors and narrators out there to get your work out. So if you'd like to participate and have your work read by a professional, please see one of the vendor hall volunteers. Those readings will be taking place between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Mountain.
So with that in mind, before we get started with things, we kind of wanted to just look back at the history of LitRPG and how this all came together. And we got to start with LitRPG hitting its 10-year anniversary on Facebook here, and when it started forming this amazing community. So, you know, you may recognize this guy. He kind of started the Facebook group. and that's what kicked off this community building that led to this.
Fast forward to 2019, I'm sure some of you in the audience were in Kansas City for the Here Now Festival, which also hosted the Independent Audiobook Awards, when Jeff Hayes, this gentleman, said, I think we should have a con. And if you were in that conversation, you looked at him like he was an insane person. I know I did. But 6 years, we kept the dream alive. We knew it was too soon. 6 years later, here we we are, but not without a few other stops along the way.
So in 2020, this weird thing happened and we were all stuck at home. And we all had nothing to do. So instead, on that beautiful community on Facebook, we started GuildifyCon. In GuildifyCon, all these authors and narrators came and participated and did all these online panels and live readings and answered your questions. And that kind of got the ball rolling as far as turning this into a convention.
Yeah, and that brings us to our first in-person event, LitRPG Under the Sea. For those of you who were at DragonCon with us, and you may remember, we expected about 200 people to show up, and we got 800. That party began, as all things in this community do, a miscommunication between Matt Dinneman and everyone else.
We were very pleasantly surprised by the bar tab at the end of that. It was great having an open bar. So from there, we were very graciously welcomed to JordanCon. If you don't know, we have a LitRPG track at JordanCon, and they were the first convention to welcome us and say, bring your crazy in here, we like it. So they hosted us and they brought us back a second year, which surprised everybody. And they've invited us back again next year. So we are just continuing to be shocked and amazed, and we love them so much.
After LitRPG Under the Sea, we also made inroads at DragonCon, so you can catch us there later this summer for our LitRPG raid party. We did it last year to much acclaim and only minor disappointments.
I think we raised, was it $11,000?
$11,000 for the DragonCon charity, and we're hoping we can top that at our silent auction tomorrow night for the ASPCA. Which brings us to where we are now. So a few stats, we are within spitting distance of our 1,200 attendee goal. We had over 200 people apply to be guests and panelists, and only 15 of them were James Hunter.
We also learned some really valuable lessons about the applications. So if you were thinking of applying next year, make sure you put the name that you write under, or a link to your books, or a picture to identify yourself.
As an adult.
As an adult, you know who you are. I love you.
I think that's it.
That just threw me down. With that, you're not here to hear us talk, you're here to hear all of them talk. So we are going to turn it over to have the first panel, and the lovely Brian J. Norden here is going to take it from here.
I feel so lighted. I'm not a bit of water, but thank you. But, no, honest to God, when they said like, oh, Brian, would you moderate for a panel? I was like, yeah, absolutely. I've been to panels. There's like 20 people that go. I was not expecting this. And I was like, I'm not doing it sober, so I have a bottle of whiskey already in me. What could possibly go wrong? Apparently. So, let's see how this goes. So, rather than me introducing all of you, which would be me showing that I know all of your names, would you all like to introduce yourselves from, order of name? So, Travis, can you start? All the way down to I'm so sorry. That's my publisher at the end, which makes it tougher. If you could literally just start us off with who you are, your body of work, how people might find you, and your favorite Quest Academy book. I'm not sure if you're aware, but I wrote Quest Academy. So if you could all just highlight your favorite version of Quest Academy, that'd be fantastic. So Travis, what's your favorite work of mine?
It's really difficult to choose because they're all so fabulous. I'm going to go with the second one, whose name escapes me at the moment, but that's not because I could not tell you the names of at least 80% of the LitRPG books that I have narrated either. I just don't have enough room in my brain.
You looked me in the eye. It was the most special moment of my life.
I think I have to spend the rest of it like this. Hi, I'm I'm Travis Baldry. I used to be best known for making video games. I spent a few decades building action RPGs like Torchlight and Fate. And then I retired from that to become an audiobook narrator. I did not expect I would be narrating LitRPGs. In fact, when I found out about them, I thought this would be like someone who was like an airline mechanic reading a book about building planes written by someone who had only flown in them. It turned out to not be the case, because at the end of the day, the system is the magic and everything else is the story. It just plain didn't matter. So I'm really grateful to be able to do what I do. Somewhere along the way during that COVID period where we were even more trapped than normal, as a narrator I spent all my day in a box anyway, I started writing and ended up publishing a book called Legends and Lattes, which is now
It's going to be so hard for them to follow up.
and now
Especially Jesse. Especially Jesse.
And I'm writing a LitRPG now, actually, weirdly. And I'm somehow convinced Tor to let me publish that.
I can't go into an airport without saying the name. Are we letters? Sorry. He is everywhere. It's like, have you tried Dungeon Crawler Carl? What about Travis Baldry? I'm like, I know
So
some.
similar.
Jeff, what about you?
Oh boy. Can I start by introducing the audience? Holy shit. This is a packed room, and I'm so grateful for all of you guys coming here. I just want to thank Mavis Royce one more time for wrangling this tornado of chaos that is you people. And I couldn't be more grateful. This is amazing. Thank you all for coming out. I'm Jeff Hayes. I'm an audiobook narrator. I'm an audiobook producer, cinematic audio producer, and now a publisher. I've been narrating audiobooks for a bit more than 12 years now. I finally found LitRPG maybe in 2015 or 2016. And you know, the shock of the royalty check from the very first LitRPG.
And what was that number, Jeff? What was that number? Just for everyone on the ground.
Hey, dude.
No, you brought it up.
It was probably like $5,000 or something. That was a lot. That was a lot to me back then. I never looked back when I saw that. I was like, all right, I gotta find more of these. And so I did, and I made as many LitRPG author friends as I possibly could, and just started sending them out there. And finally, that led me to this guy. We're crossing the streets here, it's fine. It turns out it was the perfect book to use my strengths. So forever grateful for that as well. Dungeon Crawler Carl and Matt Didman have changed everything around here. So favorite Quest Academy would have to be book 1, because I've read at least 2 chapters of it.
Man.
I feel so used right now. I know you're actually doing this for money.
That's the con, no.
You did it to your character. Now you get to feel it.
First off, it's like 9 a.m. in the morning. And you're already starting with the feet stuff.
They will not break you.
Let me tell you a secret you already have. So my name is Matt Dinaman.
Nice.
Your best work.
And I'm so happy to be here. I was in that meeting 6 years ago at the Here Now Awards when me and Andrea Marcineau defeated all the other LitRPG authors to win best audiobook for the Hobgoblin Riot. But anyway, and Jeff said, let's do a con, and I said, you're fucking crazy. It's the stupidest idea I've ever heard. But look at this, there's 1,000+ people here, and it's amazing. And last night, if you're at the bar, it was like a family reunion. I've been doing a lot of cons recently, and all of them are great. They're all fun, but this will always be my real family, my core group. And my goal is to go through the whole weekend without paying for a single drink.
Hint, hint.
Matt's buying?
No, seriously, thank you guys so much for coming. I'm looking forward to this weekend. Wait. My favorite Crest Academy book.
You don't read them. Come on.
Book 7.
Oh, fuck. I was going to try and fool Jeff into being the first one to curse, but fuck you. Alaron, you're up.
Before taking me out, I just want to give another shout out to Geneva and Emily. Like, this is insane. But like similar to Matt was saying, like this has been arguably one of the most pivotal things in my life, LitRPG, the connections that we make, and being able to see all of your faces that were here. And not only that, but like the vibe. Like, been to a lot of conventions, some are cool, some are not, but like this is like our tribe, and we're actually coming together. People have driven for 10 hours, traveled for 20 hours. So thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate that. And like just started seeing like some of the faces, like this guy, like we've known each other for a long time. This kind of like crazy, drunken Brit that I just randomly met and is now like just a really close friend. Responsible. I mean, like hardly. And then we've got like this mountain climber, just a fucking guy. New York Times bestseller. He's out there crushing the world, and he's putting all the rest of us on the map, which is amazing. Like people that I've known forever. Ramon Mejia, who did the LitRPG podcast, like putting thousands of hours, like putting a lot of other people on the map, people that have sort of like just crushed it. Like it's weird seeing this history, seeing this culmination, which is amazing. So anyway, before I keep going on, I'm Alaron Kong. I started writing a series called The Land. I've expanded to 2 others. And that's basically like what happened. It began with me writing something that I thought nobody was ever going to read, ever. I knew nothing about indie publishing. But then it turned into this sort of event in my life that kind of changed it and saved me. And I know from talking to a lot of you guys that it has actively brought some families together. You guys have moved, has actively like put a smile on your faces. And a lot of these authors came from being fans. That's one of my favorite things about the community, that it's really us. Like it removes the barrier and it makes it more real. Like it's the connection we're looking for. So again, thank you guys for being here and thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So the first time I met Jez, it was at Dragon Con.
He was just coming out.
I sit down next to him, I actually didn't know who he was, and he pulls out a Ziploc bag filled with rum. I'm ready to know something. And we sat there, we drank that whole goddamn bag. And like the Weston Bar.
Anyway. Hi everybody. As you can tell, I'm Anton. That's not my wish. My wife certainly does.
genuinely, I'm Jess Daggio. I'm very Thank you all, guys. Look, you don't know this, but 6 years ago when I started writing, I was at the point where I was moving my house. I was genuinely at the, oh God, I'm going to lose everything. I'm going to lose the house that my wife drew as a child and wanted, and this was it. And then 2 people that I reached out to out of the blue that had no reason to reach out to me. This man, primarily, said, you need to try and write. And I was like, oh, I can't do this. That's really intelligent people do that. I am dumb as shit. There is evidence. There is a lot of evidence for this. Hence the Ziploc bag run. But it's a case of I went downstairs and I told my wife that, hey, look, I'm dealing with depression, I'm broken, I'm a welder, and I've got physical problems from that. And I told my wife, hey, you'll never believe this. This amazing author, I should try writing. How stupid is that? And she said, well, do it. If it'll be good for you, do it. So we can't afford this. We can't afford to produce a book. My nature is such that if I'm going to do this, I will do it 100% because I have to. I can't do things halfway, so I'll have to edit, I'll have to do covers, I'll have to do it all. She said, you do it, and I will make sure you have the money. And 6 years further on, we own a publishing house, and so the reason that my kids have a roof over their head, the reason that we have food on the table, the reason that I still have that house and we're actually upgrading a new one, all of this is down to you. It's down to you supporting us. And you didn't know us from Adam, but you read the books, you reached out, you thanked us, you followed us on Patreon, you actually used Brian. If you haven't yet,
Don't encourage that. Don't encourage that. They all have good nature. There's no, that's very no. Feed pictures. No, feed pictures, go to mass. Done.
Just remember, okay guys, the entire aim for this weekend is to get Matt to buy drinks. And I will say that for me personally, my favourite of the Quest Academy series is Book 4. Because he goes back to his roots and he's crafting. And now you're surprised I've actually read it.
I did not know you could read. Okay, so I have discovered a couple of really fun things.